Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Power Core Productions and Podcastings. And today, we continue a series that we did a little over a year ago here on the channel. That being Naruto King of the Beast. What if Naruto was Swamp Thing? Season 2, Part 1. Now, judging from the success of Season 1, I'm very happy to carry on with Season 2 of the story. If you don't know, this universe is a little different from the typical Naruto universe you might be familiar with. Not only with the usage of Swamp Thing, but also with other characters from the DC comic landscape. I've wanted to try to tell my own unique story with this series in particular. So I'm not following any traditional DC comic storyline or anything of that nature, but instead we're exploring more of the DC comic mystic side of things along with the intergalactic side, with a whole bunch of cast of new and unique characters to the DC comic landscape, as well as exploring and fleshing out more of the world of Naruto in part 1 of the series, as well as having Naruto with a new partner in particular, that being Swamp Thing, who in this universe serves as a Biju in and of itself, as opposed to his more mystical counterpart from the comics. But all in all, with this tale, there's much more excitement in things that are to come. New and exciting characters from the DC comic landscape will be making their debut in this series as well. And from what I'm going to be making, I think you'll see that they'll be fitting in just fine. But all in all, I am looking very forward to giving you guys this season 2 and everything that's to come along with it. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. Naruto, King of the Beast. What if Naruto was Swamp Thing? Season 2, Part 1. As always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. It had been 3 weeks since Naruto's funeral. Team 7 had been put on temporary leave. Kakashi, of all people, wanting to have just uninterrupted time alone. What could he do? What could he say? His master's son, dead. Their first mission outside of the village, and this is what happened. So much for teamwork, right? Where did it get them? Perhaps this was Kakashi's flaw all along. Always projecting. Always pushing his own feelings and needs on top of everything else. He should have took them back the moment the mission became compromised. What was he thinking? Taking Genin fresh from the academy. What was supposed to be a C-rank mission turned from a B to potentially an A-rank mission. No Genin should have even been involved in this. But that was Kakashi's arrogance. Always thinking that he knew best. He felt conflicted. On one hand, he remembered the words that Obito had said to him long ago about those who break the rules, about scum. But the rules keep you safe. The rules are there for a reason. You don't just break and disregard the rules at every which way in leisure just because you feel like it. Perhaps that was the problem. The one time Kakashi let his guard down. The one time Kakashi broke from protocol, broke from the standard. This is what happened. Perhaps this is what was always meant to happen. I mean, in reality, was Ren really going to die if they hadn't gone to save her? Could they have waited? Could they have done something else? So many different decisions that could have been made. But the funny thing about decisions is that You can scrutinize them over and over. You can think of 1,000, 1,000,000 different ways that things could have played out differently. But it's only after the fact. Now he was left with a dead student. As for Sasuke and as for Kori, well, they hadn't taken too kindly to Naruto's death either. For Sasuke, that same feeling came over him. He remembered that feeling when he lost everything. Of course, for Sasuke, his life was nothing but loss. It started when he was just barely conscious, his mother dying of an internal illness that couldn't be cured. Then there was the death of his father and his clan at the hand of his older brother Itachi. And now the death of Naruto. Someone who, yes, he considered a rival, but still didn't deserve to go out like that. And then there was Kori. Why? Why did he do that? Why did he get involved? What was he even trying to prove at that point? He could have just left him alone. Why did he have to try to play the damn hero? Kori remembered the day of the service. Of course, on days like these, the rainfall fell particularly hard. At first, there were some shinobi who were confused as to why Naruto's grave was placed beside that of the fourth Hokage and his wife. Sure, the boy died a heroic death on a mission, but still, did it warrant such status? Well, the third Hokage knew so. It was at the funeral that the secret would be revealed that Naruto Uzumaki was actually the son of Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. Of course, once this revelation came out, it all began to click. The yellow hair, the features, everything. It all started to make sense to them now. The spiky yellow hair, the bright blue eyes, that familiar grin that only screamed Kushina. That had been their child. Of course, it made sense why the secret was never revealed. Minato in his lifetime had acquired many enemies, many of whom would have wanted revenge through killing Naruto. Of course, there was little point in giving the reveal now, but at the very least, no one would be too shallow enough to disrespect the boy's grave. Not like they could even get to Konoha in the first place. But still, it left just yet another void. A feeling of more loss and tragedy. And poor Kori, when she arrived, well, the death glares that she was getting didn't help. There were some that even started a false rumor saying that it was the fault of the Nine Tails that Naruto died. It started dredging up more of the past, remembering that poor family that was killed by the Bijudama. It was like everywhere the Nine Tails went, death and destruction followed. And finally it claimed the life of the hero of the Hidden Leaf. Eventually Kori couldn't take any more as she stormed off from the funeral, returning back to her home in isolation. It wasn't her fault, was it? Was she not strong enough? Was she not more capable? It's not like she asked Naruto to get involved. Why did it have to be her? Anytime something went wrong, anytime something bad happened, it was always blame the Nine Tails, blame the Nine Tails. Well, damn, she didn't ask to be the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. What? The stupid-ass fourth Hokage decided it, not her. He decided to place the beast inside of her of all people. Why? Probably because she was an orphan. He didn't want to do that to his precious little boy. But she couldn't blame Naruto. Instead, all she could feel was emptiness. In the meantime, the third Hokage would call Kakashi into his office. Team 7 hadn't taken a mission in well over a month's time. It was for leave, of course, a time for bereavement, but eventually life had to go on. Not to say that the third Hokage also didn't bear responsibility, but you could see that Kakashi was taking it especially hard. You wanted to see me, Lord Third? Yes, Kakashi. Have a seat. I'm sorry, but I don't really feel like sitting down right now. The third Hokage gave Kakashi a look, and he complied with the old man. Taking a seat, he felt the weight of the world brushing on his shoulders, even more so than usual, feeling like from the moment he sat down, he'd never be able to get back up again. I understand that you're upset about the loss of Naruto. You're not the only one. And what's that supposed to mean, Lord Third? Do I just get up and carry on? Pretend like everything's normal? Just act like nothing happened at all and just... Kakashi, you know damn well that's not what I mean. You don't forget. You never will forget. But life does go on. Naruto died the death of a hero, protecting his comrades for the sake of a mission. Do you plan not to honor everything that boy, that his family stood for? I honored the memory by keeping him alive, and I failed at doing that. I can't keep doing this, Lord Third. I keep failing people. I keep failing the people that need me. Obito and Rin's deaths were not your fault. They might as well have been. Every time. After a while, I get sick of it. They say Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja, son of the White Fang, the man that's copied over 1,000 jutsu. The man who wasn't an Uchiha but can wield the Sharingan. To give me all of these damn praises. And for what? What have I ever accomplished? What have I ever accomplished that amounted to a damn? I can complete 1,000 missions, Lord Third. I can kill hundreds, if not thousands, of enemy ninja. And to me, it means absolutely nothing when the people I care about keep dying in front of me. Why? Am I really that strong? I mustn't be if I keep failing like this. You're right, Kakashi. In terms of your status, perhaps the legend is over-exaggerated. Perhaps all of our legends are over-exaggerated, Kakashi. I have served as Hokage for well over 50 plus years. I've had to fight through 3 great ninja wars. I've watched thousands of my brethren, of my comrades who I have fought with and who I have led in arms. I've watched them head off to missions knowing very well that they might not return. I've had to watch my countrymen be brought back in body bags. I watched the graves get filled up time and time again. And I know that I am the one who sent those men and women to their graves, children even, and this is no different. You are not the only one who bears the blood of Naruto on their hands. I do as well. And trust and believe, there have been many a day when I wish I could just quit, that I could just let all of this go. But shinobi persist. We keep moving on. That is the will of fire. that guides us. And without that fire, what are we then? Why do we do the things that we do? It all becomes pointless. I can't tell you what the right decisions will be, Kakashi. But all I know is, if you will not make those decisions, there are other men and women who will. For those who are under your command now and those who will be in the future, Shinobi will always go on missions. And Shinobi will die on missions. That is quite simply a fact of life that none of us can change. But it's only when you're willing to try that a difference can be made. And right now, you have students who need you. I know, Lord Third. I know. That's not the only reason I called you. I didn't want this to come off as being insensitive. But we try to keep the teams of Genin as teams of 3. Are you saying you already have a replacement for Naruto? It's not under the best of circumstances, but yes. She's a girl. Her name is Tatsu. Tatsu? Yes. Tatsu Yamashiro. Tatsu Yamashiro. That sounds like it is. She is the granddaughter of Mifune Yamashiro, the leader of the samurai clan from the Land of Iron. The granddaughter of the leader of the Land of Iron. The samurai. The Land of Iron is said to be a snow country. Not big compared to the other 5 great nations. True. Me and Mifune go a long ways back. And he wishes for his granddaughter to receive training in the shinobi arts. She's coming to our village. Well, technically speaking, she's already been here. And what? Was she not assigned to a team? She was. But her teammates have decided to give up the shinobi path, and thus she is left without a team to join. Well, what exactly do you know about the girl? From her file, and from what Mifune was able to tell me, she lost her parents long ago. There was an incident in the Land of Iron. I'm sure you're familiar with it. I read the report. I can't believe that he would even have dealings in a country like that. What could he possibly have to gain? I don't know. Trying to understand what he gains from half the things he does is something I will never truly grasp. It seems her parents were killed in that incursion. Her mother was a samurai, but her father was a shinobi. A rogue from the mist. He came from the Yuki clan. The Yuki clan? Kakashi would say. Then that means she has a connection to that boy. Kakashi then thought about Haku from the Land of Waves. It was truly a small world indeed. She's inherited her grandfather's skill with the sword, but she also has potential when it comes to her ninjutsu. I would like for her to take up the role of the 3rd member of Team 7. I see. And speaking of Team 7, have you given any thought to your team participating in the Chunin exams? The Chunin exams? Kakashi hadn't given it much thought. After everything that happened, that was the last thing on his mind. In terms of power, honestly speaking. He didn't doubt that Sasuke and Kori and even Naruto would have had the power needed for the Chunin exams. But after everything that happened, would they even be up for it? Would they even want to participate? The exams will begin in just 10 days' time, Kakashi. So I'll need a final decision before then. If your team's going to enter, then they'll have to fill out the registration form. And they'll have a 3-man squad. The choice is up to them. Kakashi would take this into consideration. Before long, he would eventually call both Kori and Sasuke together. They hadn't really seen one another since the funeral, so to say that the tensions were awkward would be an understatement. And even more so for the new guest that was set to arrive. But much to their astonishment, she was already there. They arrived to a particular bridge in Konoha that was seeing over a river. As Sasuke arrived, he found the girl sitting on the ledge. She was polishing her sword, a katana of sorts. She sheathed it upon seeing Sasuke arrive. As they made eye contact, she would approach the boy. Sasuke was a little on edge. This mysterious girl that he'd never known, and yet it seemed as though she were waiting for him. She bowed politely as she introduced herself. It is common courtesy to give one's own name before asking another. I am Tatsu Yamashiro, and I look forward to working with you. To working with me? What do you mean by that? Well, it seems we're all gathered together, Kakashi would say, as both he and Kori from another direction were all getting there around the same time. Which, if that was the case, it meant that everyone was late except for her, which Tatsu was quick to point out. She wasn't a stickler for tardiness or anything, but still, they were all well over an hour late, all of them coming from different directions, yet arriving at around the same time. Of course, she was understanding of their situation, so she wouldn't press it any further, although she had a sneaking feeling of where they had all come from. Good day, team. I hope you're all in good spirits. Yes, this is Tatsu Yamashiro. She's going to be the new member of Team 7. New member? Kori would say, her eyebrow being raised particular towards the girl. She bowed to her respectively, although Kori simply rolled her eyes. The name's Kori. Whatever. I'm Sasuke. Sasuke Uchiha. Well, it's nice to see that you've all become acquainted with one another. Also, there's another pressing matter that I need to go over with all of you. It's come to my attention that the upcoming Chunin exams are set to take place, and it's going to be here. The Chunin exams? Yes, it's an examination for those looking for promotion from the rank of Genin to Chunin, Kakashi would explain. The details will be in your registration forms, but it's only requirement that you all must enter in as a 3-man team. No exceptions. A 3-man team, huh? Sasuke looked at the registration sheet. That must have explained all of the foreign ninja that were congregating here in Konoha, now of all times. Of course, for Sasuke, even with the loss, the mission still hadn't changed. His goal, his dream, avenging his clan and killing Itachi, that was still the primary objective. And for better or for worse, the death of Naruto couldn't change that. As for Corey, well, the Chunin exams was a place where powerful shinobi could go to fight. And for her, she had a lot of steam she was looking to blow. But then there was Tatsu. What was her endgame in all of this? Well, she wasn't far off the path of vengeance or the path of letting off a little steam. But she was more focused, more concise. After all, what were the odds of running into her target here of all places? But she did hope to gain more information. Because the man that she wanted to kill, the man that took the life of her parents, that set her on this path, his origins was tied to this village. A former student of the third Hokage, and a member of the trio known only as the legendary Sannin. He was known as Orochimaru. Meanwhile, inside of the dark crevices of one's own mind, Naruto stood in front of a cage. Standing behind a lumbering beast of a man, a humanoid made from vines and plant root. The cage was the only thing that separated the two of them, but Naruto felt no hostility. The cold ire of judgment, maybe, but not hostility. He knew that he wasn't dead, but he wasn't alive either. He was stuck somewhere, some form of limbo. Mr. Kodama, sir? Why am I here? As I told you before, whether you live or die, it's all on you. It's a chance for us to get things all out in the air before we proceed going forward. I'm simply waiting for them to arrive. Them? Who's them? I believe you're talking about me, an older voice said, Naruto turning behind to see who had spoken it. It was a man with yellow spiky hair similar to his own. He wore a typical Konoha uniform, although he had a white cloak with red flames on it. Took you long enough. Well, you know how big this place is, and bringing my conscience to the forefront takes a lot of effort. I had to find the central point. It's good to see you, though, Kushina. Likewise, Minato. The two strangers would share a kiss in front of Naruto. Naruto, still confused, a little grossed out. Who were these people? It seemed they knew each other, but why were they here with him? As soon as the woman in question turned to see Naruto, a warm smile etched across her face. Without any hesitation, she rushed over and gave him a hug. Of course, Naruto still didn't know this stranger, but at the same time, there was something about her that was familiar. Warm, even. He couldn't put his finger on it, but this felt like something he'd always wanted, except he didn't know he wanted it. This feels nice, ma'am, but, I don't... Oh, I'm sorry. I should have introduced myself. It's just... You've grown so much. Yeah, who are you guys? I always figured that the hair and the eyes would be a dead giveaway, Kodama would say. The hair? Naruto? The man in question would speak to him. kneeling alongside the woman, Kushina, as they both placed their hands on his shoulders. There's a lot that we have to explain to you, but before anything, we're your parents, Naruto. Kushina would smile brightly. Your mama and papa. This concludes Naruto, King of the Beast. What if Naruto was Swamp Thing? Season 2, Part 1. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned tomorrow as we continue with Naruto, King of the Beast. What if Naruto was Swamp Thing? Season 2, Part 2. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.